What's up, peoples? Welcome back to See These CDs, where in each one of these videos I try and take a closer look at a select CD from my personal collection. In this episode, if you haven't already figured it out, we're going to be covering the 2012 CD Russian Roulette, which was entirely produced by The Alchemist, which is a producer. If you're not familiar with his work, definitely check it out. He's amazing. I probably want to say he's my favorite producer. Definitely a super producer. Right there up in the rankings with DJ Premier, which you probably remember from our Prime episode. If not, go ahead and check that out as well. It was probably a few episodes back, or a few, videos back. But yeah, more specifically, the CD came out July 17th, 2012 under Deacon Records. There's a lot of cool stuff going on over there at Deacon Records. They got a pretty impressive roster. Some of the artists on that roster consist of 88 Keys, Black Milk, another great producer slash rapper. 88 Keys is very impressive too. I didn't mean to just glaze over them. They're amazing. They in the more earlier works they frequently collaborated with Mos Def and Talib Kweli, which we are definitely going to be doing Black Star at some point in time. And some, both probably CDs from both their, their collections. So, then also Freddie Gibbs. I mean, if you don't know Freddie Gibbs, he's a monster. So definitely check him out. And RJD2, also a monster, amazing producer. So yeah, pretty decent roster. Alchemist definitely fits into that fold. He does seem to be very art focused. It's one of the things, or one of the reasons why I appreciate Alchemist so much. I mean, his, I don't know, I guess I don't even want to call them beats, his soundscapes, I would even say, are just incredible. Some of the places he takes you, and just the overall progression throughout a lot of his his instrumentals are crazy. Just overall, the tracks that I put together on this are nuts. He got some pretty dope artists on there too. We're gonna explore that in a minute. The team behind the overall visuals and graphic design and packaging for the CD consists of a few different artists. The artistic direction is credited to Peter Bittenbender as well as The Alchemist. If you're not familiar with Bittenbender, he is the founder of Mass Appeal Records as well as Deacon Records, which it's obvious that's most likely why he has such a prevalent hand in this album. I would assume he probably is pretty involved with the majority of the albums that go out underneath either of those record labels rather. Also, if you're not familiar with his work, he's actually a film producer. His most latest work that I know of that you can check out is The Rapture. It's on Netflix. It's like a documentary series. Follows several different rappers, Logic, Rhapsody. Amazing MC. If you've never checked her out, I suggest it. But he's also done just a lot of different hip hop films. Another one of my favorites is the Team Ice Cream, which that goes way back, probably around I don't even know, 2009, 2010 maybe or something like that. It follows a skate team that was basically signed underneath, I don't even know, I guess it was Pharrell's skate team, Pharrell Williams, which if you remember, we talked about him in the Clips episode, him being the producer or, part of the production team responsible for Lord Willin'. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that, Peter Bittenbender, was a film producer for that film. So other than that, the design and layout is credited to Hectah, which is literally spelled Hectah. I checked out his Instagram. It seems to be he's a graphic designer. He's got some pretty interesting work. It's kind of I don't want to oversimplify it, but it's almost like he makes a lot of hip hop characters that are emoji style, but just a little bit more detailed. He does do other graphic design work, as you'll be able to see later on. Well, I mean, this whole booklet is crazy. To be honest, this is really a sleeper album, at least in terms of the artwork. Not to describe the music, I think this CD is. I just enjoy listening to it. I listen to it cover to cover and. Not really skip anything, or I can just vibe to it, really. But yeah, once we open this up, you're gonna see the true detail and all the layers to it. I know I've been saying this, video to video, but with, the focus on these more paper or cardboard, CD cases and packaging, it really allows for artistic creation and just I don't know, just go to a lot of different places. I like it a lot because it just gives, I guess, like the fan, just a lot more with the CD. I didn't expect it when I first opened this. I thought it was the typical, maybe like multi-flap cardboard CD case, but there's something different. There's a whole another booklet in there, which we're gonna check out in just a moment. Other than that, aside from Hectah, there's page 16, which we are gonna check out, which is accredited to Jason Scuderi, which his Instagram, it's got a lot of like epic, art visuals, very sci-fi oriented. I'm assuming that's probably why he had a hand in this, because the Russian roulette theme, or the concept, it kind of focuses on like Soviet Russia, like probably like around like the Cold War. A lot of like the images are based in that era. So yeah, his artwork it's very, like I said, very sci-fi. It's crazy. It's epic. Check it out. He describes himself, or at least his Instagram describes Jason Scuderi as a producer of conceptual visuals and design via art, direction, animation, and illustration. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So yeah, check him out definitely. Alright, so like I was saying earlier, in terms of packaging, or just like the CD case, this CD is definitely a sleeper. When I first, purchased it, it was just like, completely shrink wrapped. I wasn't really, paying too much attention to like, like the edges of it or anything like that. Like I said, I really thought it was just like a, like another typical, folded cardboard, CD cover case. But when I ripped that shrink wrap off and I saw what was inside, it's like a full friggin' booklet. It's crazy. Just the artwork and the visuals. Let me pan to the back first off. The cover, I don't really know what the cover is, to be honest. I guess, or what I first assumed, or what I tend to think now, is that it's like a roulette table, because it's called Russian roulette. Granted, I know that's more to do with like the game with the revolver and whatnot. It looks like some, I was saying earlier, like some sci-fi, like Soviet inspired, like graphics. So I'm not really sure what it is, but it's definitely like a duplicated image. I guess it could be like a tunnel, because like it's like as if we're going further down, and we can see further down. And then on this side, you see the moon. So it could be possible that it's some type of like space station, or something like that. Let me just try to get it into focus for you guys. Yeah, some type of like space station, and maybe the backside, it's just like our view of the moon from within the space station. But yeah, then we got the credits at the bottom with the Deacon Records logo. Try and get that. There you go, in case you want to check that out for whatever reason. I never know. I just figure, just in case, I'll give you guys the whole shebang. But yeah, let's go inside the CD, or the CD case. So yeah, similar to like the typical folds, or like the typical cardboard CD case. The CD itself is actually housed in this folder right here. I'll slip that out so you can see the top. Once again, it's a duplicate of the cover, or just that tunnel, or that roulette table, how I assumed it, or how I kind of thought it was, but it doesn't really sound like a roulette table now. It seems like it's supposed to like look that way. I think it is supposed to give you that idea, but obviously it's something else, I would assume. And then we get into the artwork, which it's just crazy. Just the way it looks. It looks like it could have been just portions of bigger graphics. I'm not really sure. On the left hand side, you have a guy operating some type of like controller with the headset on. The shading on that side is crazy. Like the background, I know it's just supposed to be like darkness in the back, but it's just like the tint of blue. But then how it's speckled is, I don't know, it's just real dope. And then you got the two dudes over here in the boxing match. Let's see what's on the next page. This would appear to be actual like photographs. I don't think that this was like painted or drawn or anything like that. I'm assuming these are just like various pictures from that era. Like Soviet Russia, like I was saying before. just to fit the theme, give you, a better concept idea of, like the overarching theme, I guess, to the project. We have some more interesting, photographs. I'm pretty sure this one on the left has to be, Photoshop, because the dude's eyes, I mean, I guess it could be his glasses magnifying his eyes, but it definitely looks like they were kind of like pasted there, like copy and paste. And then there's this red image on the right, with this bodybuilder, some Russian, I'm assuming a Russian word at the bottom, or it's cut off. So I don't know if anybody can make it out. If you want to comment below, let us know what that says. That'd be pretty cool. All right, so let me see. I wonder. I wasn't counting the pages. The pages aren't numbered, which is kind of a pain in the ass. I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I was just trying to, cause all right. So basically, I mean, if you guys can count the pages if you're watching the video at home, but the Alchemist did some of the collages in this booklet. I'll point them out when I recognize them. I don't think that this is one of them. I did think that for a moment, but I'm pretty sure that's not him. He did the collages on page 13, 15, 19, and 27. Like I was saying before, Jason Scuderi did page 16, which, I guess is just like a visual that he put together. On the right-hand side, so on the left, you have it seems like they just copied her image and did kind of like an after effect going backwards. It's a woman riding like an elliptical, like a retro elliptical. And then on the right, you have more what would seem like pictures from that Soviet Russia era. The next page, oh man, that's pretty cool. The turning point, and then these dudes, I don't know if that's the Olympics or what. These dudes on the right-hand side standing on each other's shoulders. I wonder if that's like photoshopped at all. It's pretty interesting, or if it's just like an authentic photo. But the turning point one, that's definitely, created obviously through like Photoshop or, some type of like digital, image rendering software. The turning point, which I know that has some significance to Soviet Russia as well. I'll let you guys look a little further into that if you're curious. More imagery. I mean, it's just crazy. It's like a whole, it's almost like, granted there aren't like any words or very many words, but it's like you're getting like a children's book within the CD case. And I think that's crazy because like I said, I did not expect this when I first made my purchase. I was buying it because, like I said earlier, The Alchemist is one of my favorites. I think I heard that song with Danny Brown and Schoolboy Q, and I thought that was a really dope single. And yeah, no, I definitely thought I could get into Alchemist, body of work, and I was right. But yeah, the left-hand side, this is one of the collages that was made by the Alchemist. So yeah, with that, that like almost watermarked, label down there, Flight of the Bumblebee. That's one of the track titles. I'm almost for certain. We'll definitely confirm that in a minute when we check out the track listing. It almost makes me think that like I was saying earlier, how I kind of related this to like a children's book. I was really saying that more so in the idea that it's like a picture book, and it's more simplistic. There aren't very many words, but it makes me think that there is like a story being told. And it probably correlates to each one of the, like the songs and the titles. All right, so this is another one of the Alchemist collages on the left-hand side. It's just, it seems to be like a whole bunch of weapons, and I want to say body parts. Pretty trippy. And then on the right-hand side, Flight Confirmation, that is also another one of the singles. So that's what I'm saying. I want to check out. I'm gonna try to remember that because I want to check out the the track listing and just see if it does match up with the order of how we saw the pictures. Just with even the Flight of the Bumblebee and then Flight Confirmation. But that Flight Confirmation picture, that is the visual or that was done by Jason Scuderi. That graphic designer that we were speaking about earlier, as part of the team. It's crazy how well it fits into all this artwork. But yeah, it's pretty dope. You have like the hand, and then I don't know if you can see, but if you want to, if I can get it closer, that's like the Soviet logo, or the logo that's on the Soviet flag symbol right there. But yeah, it's pretty dope. And then what else we got here? And then on the left-hand side, probably, I'm assuming, politicians, high-ranking officials, probably from the Soviet era as well, with their eyes blacked out. Right-hand side, we almost have like some Bazooka Joe going on, but some Russian Bazooka Joe. But then you can see that definitely says freakish strength. So I tried like making out the other two bubbles, but I couldn't really determine what they were saying at all. So if anybody recognizes it, figures it out, you want to comment below. That'd be pretty dope. More collages. I want to say this collage maybe by the Alchemist. I counted out earlier, so I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it looks like a whole bunch of stamps, probably from that era, I would assume. And then on the right-hand side, it would seem to be like a dog. I want to say, I'm assuming now this is probably like a close-up of, I guess what, that would be the bumblebee, that spaceship we saw before on, the image where it had flighted the bumblebee in the watermark. So I'm assuming this is probably a close-up of the dog, and maybe it's like allowing us to see through, so we see like, all right, this compartment is for some reason where the dog is housed. I don't know why. That's just where my mind is taking it. So take it or leave it, it's really whatever. And then this on the left-hand side, it seems to be like a futuristic planet, or some like city. It's pretty dope. But yeah, I think it definitely feeds into the idea that a story is being told with each one of these images. Then on the right-hand side, you see like a nuclear explosion, which, like Russians in Chernobyl, the nuclear reacted, took out that city. But I'm assuming with that whole idea of this story, it's like first you see the city, and then there's an explosion, something bad happened. I don't know if it was a nuclear reactor. Who knows if that's where it's going. So then maybe with this one now on the left, the rocket ship, taking off, maybe it's like they're escaping from, that catastrophe. And I'm not really sure exactly how this fits in. Your boy could be near the explosion, maybe, but that's kind of crazy if he's that close. I wouldn't imagine any type of suit would really shield him like that, but I don't know. I'm just trying to piece the puzzle pieces together. And then there's a satellite on this side, which the artwork is still pretty impressive. Just the way it looks. And then there's I don't know if this is one of the astronauts we've seen from earlier. There's a watermark. It says moon probe right there. I don't know if the camera's going to catch that. But yeah, it says moon probe. And then there's some type of symbols above. Try to focus it. Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of pages to this book. I want to try and give you guys, this video is going to be pretty long. Another collage by the Alchemist on the left-hand side of this. And then there's the surface of a planet, it would seem. Some craters. Just focus it a little bit. Just get decent visual. But yeah, just, this video is going to be pretty lengthy. Okay. And then, yeah, I want to say another surface of a planet. I don't know if it was the same planet as what we've seen before, but maybe there's some life taking place on that planet. And then we're panning out, and that would seem to be I want to say that it's more like an Earth-like planet. I don't think it's Earth, but I wonder. But yeah, I definitely think there is like a story being told. It's just like I'm really piecing all this together while I'm recording, so I don't know if what I'm saying is true or if any of it's true. It's just me like speculating for the most part. But yeah, there's the track listing. Flight of Bumblebee. Then what was a flight confirmation? Yeah, so Flight of the Bumblebee does come before flight confirmation. So I do think my theory with the track listings, and the music also telling a story, but the visuals tie in with that story. just to give you a more comprehensive idea of what Alchemist and his team was trying to convey. At the end, there's just more credits, I think, about the artwork. Just trying to get focus in there, so if you want to freeze it, you can read it. And then some crazy symbol on this side. It's pretty dope. As usual, thanks for checking out SeeTheseCDs and this video as we explored the cover artwork, graphic design, and packaging for the Alchemist Russian Roulette project a little bit further. I know it was a little bit on the lengthy side, but that just speaks to the depth of this and the quality really of the packaging and the artwork. It's just a lot to take in. So thank you. Continue to check out the my videos. Check out the other ones if you're interested. And thanks. Have a good one. Peace, people. I'm out.